$2 billion skyscraper built as a home, 27 floors, 3 helipads, a snow room in the heat of Mumbai. Outside, millions sleep on the streets. Inside, the floors are polished with imported marble and the air smells like money. Just a few miles away, another home, one that reads your emotions. Xanadu 2.0, Bill Gates' $130 million mansion. The walls change art based on how you feel. The music follows you like a digital ghost. Further out, beyond any land at all, floats something even stranger. The History Supreme, a $4.5 billion yacht coated in gold, lined with meteorite rock and fragments of dinosaur bone. No one knows who really owns it, and when the ocean isn't far enough, the sky becomes the next playground. $55 million for 11 minutes of silence. Not to explore, just to rise above the world and come back changed. One of them owns a watch, $31 million, the most complex ever made. 20 functions, 2 faces, eternal precision, but no alarms. Because when you're that rich, time doesn't matter anymore. These aren't purchases, they're permissions, passes into a version of reality that was never meant for us. Let's explore the untouchable, the unthinkable, the things only billionaires can afford, and the rest of us were never meant to see. 1. Antilia, the home that shouldn't exist. $2.1 billion for one home in Mumbai, where 55% of the city lives in slums. 27 floors, 570 feet tall, built to withstand an 8.0 earthquake. It houses 3 helipads, 600 full-time staff, and a snow room that creates artificial snowfall in tropical heat. There's a ballroom with crystal chandeliers, a theater for 50, a multi-level garage that fits 168 cars. Every floor is unique. The building is off-grid, powered by its own solar plant. It's not a house, it's a vertical fortress, a structure so high above the city, its owners don't need to look down, because in a city of 20 million, just 5 people live inside. 2. Xanadu 2.0, the house that watches you. $131 million. Built over 7 years. On the edge of Lake Washington, Bill Gates calls it home. The world calls it Xanadu 2.0. It's not a mansion. It's a nervous system. Visitors wear electronic pins. The house tracks you, knows what temperature you like, what music you prefer, what kind of art should appear on digital walls. The lighting changes as you walk. The sound follows you like an invisible ghost. 66,000 square feet with a 60-foot pool equipped with underwater speakers, a 2,500 square foot gym, a 2,100 square foot library, and a dome-shaped home theater for 20 guests. It's buried deep into the hillside. Half the structure hides underground, not to save space, but to stay unseen. Because when you have unlimited money, you don't adapt to your environment. You make your environment adapt to you. Xanadu isn't about luxury, it's about control. 3. Japanese Palace, $200 million to recreate the past. Most visit history. Larry Ellison rebuilt it. For $200 million, he recreated a 16th century Japanese emperor's palace, stone by stone. Imported bonsai trees, hand-carved lanterns, tatami floors flown from Kyoto. The design mirrors the Katsura Imperial Villa, one of Japan's most sacred sites. Not for tourism, not for study, just to say he could. Because when you're a billionaire, even the past is available for purchase. 4. Lanai, 98% of a Hawaiian island. Some buy homes. Larry Ellison bought Lanai, the 6th largest island in Hawaii. Not a piece of it, 98%. He owns the water systems, the farms, the power grid, even the schools, even the airstrip. 3,000 people live there. But only one man signs the checks. He didn't just buy land, he bought influence. He controls the food, the water, the lights, and now he's turning it into a wellness utopia, eco-resorts, organic farms, hydroponics labs, all in an island that functions like a privately managed state. It's not isolation, it's dominion. When you own the roads and write the rules, you don't live on Earth, you own your own version of it. The next step after private islands? Leave land behind altogether. 5. Floating cities. Freedom built on water. Billionaire funded. Self-governed. Lawless. Structures planned for international waters. Outside the reach of any government. Designed in concept with solar grids, desalination plants, hydroponic farms, and AI-managed infrastructure. Enough on paper to sustain life indefinitely. Not to survive climate collapse, but to escape accountability. Some call it utopia, others call it exile by choice. Seasteading. Libertarian kingdoms on the sea. Still on the drawing board, but backed by real money, real ambition. When you're this rich, the ocean isn't a barrier, it's a loophole. 6. Flying palaces. Most of us fly coach. Some fly private. Billionaires, they fly gold. 24-karat seatbelt buckles. Gold-plated sinks. Hand-stitched leather ceilings. One Saudi prince ordered a $500 million jet with a throne in the center. When you're above the clouds, comfort isn't enough. It has to look like power. 7. Superyachts, moving nations at sea. These aren't boats, they're moving empires, helipads, ballrooms, submarines tucked underneath. Some cost $600 million plus pint, staffed by private chefs, engineers, and former Navy officers. When you don't want to be found, but still want to be seen, you buy a superyacht. 8. The History Supreme, said to be worth $4.5 billion. Commissioned by an anonymous Malaysian billionaire. Built by UK luxury designer Stuart Hughes. Made with 220,000 pounds of solid gold and platinum. Walls lined with Tyrannosaurus rex bones. A statue sculpted from genuine meteorite rock. The master bedroom supposedly has a wall made from meteorite, and a panoramic liquor bottle made of rare 18.5-carat diamond. No verified photos, no registration, no port logs. Some say it never existed. Others say that's the point, because when you're this rich, reality isn't required, only the rumor is. 9. Space tourism, 55 million to leave Earth, 11 minutes in space, 55 million a seat. Not on rockets of war, but on ships of vanity. Blue Origin, Virgin Galactic, SpaceX, they're not going to Mars, they're not studying planets, they're chasing silence. Floating just high enough to look down on us all, long enough to remind themselves they're not like us. Some flights include champagne, some include custom spacesuits. One even streamed selfies from the edge of the atmosphere. It's not about discovery, it's about detachment, a luxury you don't return from, because even when they come back, they're still above us. 10. The $31 million watch, time you don't even need. It's called the Grandmaster Chime, $31 million. 2 faces, 20 complications, over 1,366 tiny parts hand-assembled over years. Crafted by Patek Philippe, the most revered name in timekeeping. One face tells the time, the other, it chimes the date, the moon phase, the second time zone. It tracks time so obsessively, you'd think the owner feared forgetting. But it's not about telling time, it's about owning it. A watch like this isn't worn, it's displayed under glass with guards like a crown. Because when you're this rich, you don't check the hour, you declare it. 11. Cryogenic Freezing, death on pause, $200,000 per body, to be frozen at death, not buried, not burned, just paused. Billionaires don't fear dying, they fear missing what comes next, so they bet on science, on revival, on immortality delivered later. 12. AntiAging Labs, the Billionaire Immortality Project. Blood transfusions from the young, gene editing, cellular reprogramming, full-body stem cell resets, Billionaires aren't aging, they're investing in not aging. AntiAging Labs has received $3 billion plus in backing. Jeff Bezos wants to reverse cellular aging. Peter Thiel supports parabiosis experiments, transfusing young blood to extend life. The goal? Not just to live longer, but to remain powerful longer. Some anti-aging clinics are already offering monthly treatments for $10,000 plus. That's not medicine. That's alchemy for the elite. These aren't clinics, they're temples to youth. Places where the fear of death is met with labs, algorithms, and liquid promises. 13. Private security. Fortresses with guns. When you have everything, you don't hire protection, you hire precision. Not just bodyguards, teams, former Navy SEALs, ex-Mossad operatives, cyber analysts, drone operators. Their homes are lined with motion sensors, thermal cameras, facial recognition checkpoints. Convoys with bulletproof SUVs armed with run-flat tires and encrypted radios. Some billionaires spend $1 to $3 million per year just to ensure they can sleep. Others build panic rooms with direct satellite lines to private military response units. For them, privacy is a myth. Safety is engineered because when the world knows your name and what you own, there's only one way to survive. Build a fortress. Then put a gun on every wall. A 27-story skyscraper for just 5 people. An island that answers to one man. A yacht that may not even exist. These aren't just symbols of wealth, they're glimpses into a version of reality that most of us will never touch. Because billionaires don't just spend money, they rearrange the rules. They build snow rooms in the tropics. They buy entire islands and turn them into private nations. They float cities on international waters to escape laws. And some, they bet on science to outlive death itself. And of all these things, which one do you think is the most insane? The house that creates winter in Mumbai? The billion-dollar watch with no alarms? Or the idea that someone might one day wake up 100 years after they died? Some visuals are AI generated, and some belong to their rightful owners. Contact us by email for removal requests. Like, share, and subscribe for more content.